Hello class, I hope you all are good. I wish you a very good day ahead. So now let us come back to the learning section. As last class what we discussed was population dynamics. We discussed that how population in one place to other changes, or we even discussed about the density of population. So today in this class we will learn about the factors that affects population in particular place. As we already have learned in our last class that population changes from place to place. So let us discuss now what are the factors that affects the uneven distribution of population. So in a broad category, the population distribution is divided under three different heads: physical or physical factor, economic and social factor, and then we have historical factor. So these are the three major divisions on which the factors are further subclassified. So let us now first discuss the physical division. The physical factors, in fact, that affects the population of a place. So first in physical division we see topography. With topography we simply mean the landforms. Landforms with various heights, various sizes and shapes. So here when we talk about topography, in basic terms what comes to our mind is plains, mountains and plateaus. So out of this, when we look into the distribution of population, we see that plains are more populated. That means plains are densely populated than the hills or highlands, or we can call mountains. Now, why are plains so densely populated? See, plains as a flat land, it always helps us in agricultural activity. Then transport and communication becomes very easy here. And also industries are very much set up in the plains. While in the hills, the landform is not an even surface. Rather, we see that the lands are all undulating lands. Somewhere it is high, somewhere it comes down as like valley. So that is where we call a rugged topography. So because of this unevenness of the land over the mountainous areas, what happens is the population here is very less. So now let's come to understand the second factor as a physical factor that affects the population of a place. We see climate. Climate of a place plays a major role. It's obvious that wherever there is very hot weather condition, we don't like living. Or even if it's like freezing condition, very cold, we don't like surviving there. So what comes to this is that wherever there is a moderate climatic condition, that means the temperature is not very high or temperature is not very low, like in freezing condition, population will be more. Population in this place will be more, that means densely populated. But in extreme climatic condition, population will be less, like that in desert. You see in desert what happens, like temperature is very high. It sometimes reaches even beyond 50 degrees centigrade. So which causes lots of difficulties in our survival. The third point is soil. So in soil it's very easy to understand because we have two different types of soil we can discuss. One is fertile soil and the other is non-fertile soil. The places where non-fertile soils are found, density of population is very less. But wherever we see fertile soil like that of Ganga Brahmaputra plains in India, they are densely populated. Why? Because the economic activity where most of the people are engaged is agriculture. So that means large number of population are involved in agriculture, and fertile soil always helps us to do agricultural activities. The fourth one comes water. Well, when we say about water, we all know that without water, life seems to be impossible. Even you see scientists, they are even trying to find out another planets where life will be possible. But the first factor that they are looking for is water. So water is very important for human survival. But it's not just for survival, but we also see that water has a multi-purpose value. We can use water in various purposes. Drinking, cooking, bathing, washing clothes, washing your cars, even cleaning your houses. So it has a multi-purpose. But what comes very important for life survival is fresh water. Wherever we find fresh water, we will see those places are mostly populated. Because see, oceans are there large, which comprise almost 75% of the land. in fact the earth. But most populations are not very close to oceans, but they are very close to riverbanks. We can even date back to histories talking about various civilizations that has its roots in various places of the world. They are mostly found by the riverbanks, which provides us fresh water. Now coming to the last point as physical factor is minerals. Minerals can be related to industries. Minerals acts as the raw material or raw input to the industries. So wherever we have industries, the place is developed. The value of that particular region increases. So hence, wherever we find more amount of minerals, the population of that particular place automatically increases or gets overcrowded because of either industrialization or we can say in turn urbanization. So those were the 5 factors, in fact the physical factors that affects the population of a place. All right. So now let us come back to economic and social factor, how it affects. See, when we say about economy or social factor, what comes in our mind is employment. What comes in the mind is employment. So who gives us employment? Industries. It's obvious. So wherever we see industries set up a lot, they will obviously have a better transport and communication. At the same, wherever transport and communication is very well and industries are very good, those places are also very much supported by the government. So there is good governance. That means the government provides better facilities with political scenario in that place. So automatically what happens is that place starts growing, and once the place starts growing, the population automatically gets attracted to that particular place. And at the last, what we see with social is places that are mostly peaceful and the society is living in much harmony, no wars, no crimes much. In such a cases, populations are always attracted to such places or countries. Now coming to the last point, that is historical. What we see in historical is, more importantly, what we consider in terms of population with historical factors is that the older civilizations that dates back to very age-old times, they have been habitated since those times. So what we see, population there automatically is high. And what we see, civilizations in older times, they are mostly situated in very good condition places like availability of water, fertile lands are there, and hence population is high. While those in the recent times that have been set up, they have sparse population or population is less there. So hence historically also population distribution is affected. So this is all as the points to be discussed in factors that affects the population of a place. Thank you very much, class. We will continue with further discussions in the other class.